Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome back to Follow a Sketch Friday. This month, for the month of June, Crafty Meggy is joining me. However, I have screwed up the order of the layouts that we were supposed to do, and I am catching up. So that means this layout should have been done previously, and I messed that up. So I am doing the previous layout now. You got a sneak peek of the layout Meggy is doing this Friday. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so I decided to go through the paper pad and I grabbed this bird paper. And to be quite honest, I grabbed the bird paper because it's not my favorite paper. And I figured that I could use it on this kind of layout. It would fit with the theme and I would have some of it used up. And I know that that's probably a terrible thing, but if I would have not purchased the paper pad and would have purchased single-sided papers, I would have used the other side of this bad boy because it's just not my thing. The birds are just not my thing. What I did do was grab 2 photos from Epcot, and this is inside the land. It's the Living with the Land ride, so you get to see the things that they grow and stuff in Epcot, and I figured that the flowers and the birds were enough of a nature-ish kind of match so that I could use them up. I did pull out the project pad as well, and I decided to grab a solid sheet of paper to go ahead and use this as my background. Now, I will say that I did make my cuts for this very narrow. I don't know what I was thinking. I was looking exactly at the sketch, and I was gonna follow it pretty closely except for using 2 photos, and for some reason I did not. I guess had a mental block there for a moment, but ultimately I think the page works. I just don't have it, it's not as close to the sketch. It goes a little bit awry. Just a little bit though, not too much. So here we have the bird paper, and then I'm going to do the floral paper on the other side. And yes, I know that these are 2 busy patterns, and I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with having busy patterns on my layouts. The good thing is that they are from the same collection, so they definitely coordinate, so you don't have to worry about that whatsoever. I'm just using my Staedtler eraser to go ahead and get my pencil lines off, and I will share with you that this white Staedtler Mars plastic eraser is my favorite eraser in the whole wide world, and it has been my favorite eraser for years. Back when I was 18, I took an art class when I was in college, and the art instructor said that we had to have this particular eraser, and ever since then I'm like, dude, the dude was right. It's the best eraser in the world. So if you haven't tried one of these bad boys, I highly encourage you to go ahead and do that because it's a grand eraser. It is a grand eraser, and if I remember, I'll put a link in the description below, just in case. So here I have my 2 triangles cut out, and I placed them down on my layout. And then this is where you can see where I really didn't keep the scale of the triangles correct to the sketch. And I am going to have to figure out something to cover that up because I don't have that join where I need it to be. I am using fun foam on the back of this photo mat here, and you know, sometimes your ATG sticks to the fun foam, sometimes it doesn't, and there was a time where it didn't right here, so I had to adjust. Now see, once I put the photo on there, you can see that I have that gap and I have that little green triangle of the background, and I don't want that there. Okay, we don't want it there, so we grab this teal colored doily that I had in my stash, and I just go ahead and place that down. Now originally I thought that was going to be plenty of space and it was going to cover up everything great. It doesn't, so spoiler alert, I do add another doily to that thing. yeah, I totally flubbed that up. So these are the thickers from Never Grow Up, and there's a lot of big blocky thickers in here, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know. I always feel like I get a little gypped when there are big, like, sorry, I'm playing with the eraser. I should probably put that down because I keep dropping it. I feel a little gypped when I'm buying thickers and they don't have a lot of thickers in there. They're just like these big bulky ones. And I probably shouldn't feel that way, but I'm just putting it out there. I do. I feel kind of gypped. So yeah, just going to put that out there. I do use that little circle one again. I pull that out and it does make it onto the layout. I really liked the fact that it was kind of matching of the florals in there. So I am using the Project Pad stickers, and they are thinner. They are like the cheaper, thinner stickers. So they need a little extra oomph. They need a little extra help. They definitely don't weigh enough to stand up on their own on the layout. So I do add some fun foam under there. And now I'm just trying to figure out what else I'm going to do. Now I do grab this sticker, and it is a bird on top of the florals. So it is a bird. And I got the bird papers, and it is the same floral as the florals over here on my floral paper. So I felt like this was a great match, and it would cover up this kind of weird space that I have down here where the diagonal goes. Because like I said, I really shortchanged this angle on here. It should have been much thicker. So I'm kind of compensating for that. Now I do put a lot of these little foam squares down, and these are the foam squares from scrapbook.com, and they are a nice thin square. I want to say I got them in my hand right now, so if you hear something weird, that's what it is. They are a very nice thin square. I will link those down below too if I remember to do them. I should probably write notes while I'm talking, so I remember all the things I say that I'm going to link. But I mean, let's be honest, if I started writing notes, I'd get distracted and lose my place, and you know, I get distracted and lose my place enough, so we don't need to add that to our lives. Now, I was going to put on this banner, but I decided not to. It just doesn't fit, and I felt like there was just too much silver foil going on right there in that corner, so we go ahead and ignore that. Now, I was thinking about bringing in that blue glitter paper just because I love that blue glitter paper. It is a gorgeous shade of blue. It'll definitely be used soon because I am a fan. But I do not grab that. I just grab one of my bins that I keep on my palette shelf, and this is full of thickers and other such embellishments. So I'm just going through and trying to figure out which ones will work. As you can see, some of my thickers are really, really almost used up, and some of them are almost brand new. Actually, I think I do have a couple sets in there that are new where I haven't even opened them yet. So we got to get on that. We have got to get on that. I will say this weekend I'm going to enlist the help of my daughter, and I am finally going to film a room tour, and we'll do two. We will do a quick overview because I know that there are people that just want quick room tours, and then I will do a detailed overview, which could take a long time because you guys know I like to talk, and I especially like to touch all the scrapbooking products, so that might be a thing. Anyway, that will be happening, so we'll get it filmed this weekend and get that up. I also have my album process to film and get up, but for that I need to like move around my tripod, and it's going to be a whole situation. And then what else do I need to get filmed that I've been saying and been promising, and people have been at fussy cutting. We got to do the fussy cutting too, so we will make that happen. Now I do pull out that thicker, and it says super because I'm going to call this Super Plants, and not for any other reason than when I was trying to come up with a title, I thought that was a great title. It's not like a terrific, fantabulous title or anything like that, but it's gonna work. I do grab these blue letter thickers, and they are also from Shimelle. The word super is also from her as well, so it's kind of cool that I'm using her previous collections with her latest one. Or her last one with American Crafts. She did make that announcement a couple weeks ago on a Facebook Live, I believe. Looking forward to see what is in store for Shimelle in the future. But I do like being able to use her collections from over the years. So I'm just manipulating the word super so that I can fit the word plants in there. You do have that descender of the P that has to like tuck down in there, so we're just going to figure that out. Now I do add Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to these leather. Oh, boy, I'm getting myself all tongue-tied. I do add the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to those letter stickers. And that is because they are American Craft stickers, so we know that they don't stick. So we're going to go ahead and add that as well. I'm going to create a cluster over here. I'm kind of trying to follow the sketch. At this point, it's turning more into I kind of glanced at the sketch and I'm doing my own thing. So I am building these little bit of clusters here, and there are different sizes, and I created an entirely new cluster up here on the corner of the photo that isn't even in the sketch. So, I'm kind of doing my own thing here, people. I'm going rogue a little bit. I have the bones of the sketch, but I am going rogue, and I figured that was quite fitting since I should have done this sketch before and screwed that up. It's pretty ridiculous when you screw up your own series, especially when you have someone who is joining you. We're like, oops, all my fault. But that's okay, because it's still a sketch. You're still going to get 2 different takes on the sketch. They're just not going to be on the same week, but it's okay. It is okay. I am not freaking out about it. So these are some word phrases, and I just picked out the ones that I thought kind of matched up with what could go on this layout with the whole plants and nature type thing. And then I'm just going through my little bin here, and I just keep odds and ends, and I'm just trying to find something to fill that space, because I need something that is the size of that fox, but I really didn't want to put a fox on here because I got birds, and the birds and the fox, I'm just like, no. And I almost went with the globe because it's living with the land. The ride is living with the land. And if you've ever ridden on that ride in Epcot, you know that they talk about things all over the world. And I almost went with it, but I did not. I decided to go a completely different direction. I end up with this silver metal rimmed tag, and I went ahead and did that because there is silver foiling on this layout. So I felt like that was, an appropriate match. And then I had the teal bow, and I did that because it kind of reminds me of a Mickey head without the ears, and I know that might seem twisted, but it does. It reminds me, or not a Mickey head, a Minnie head without the ears. And I just decided to go with it because it feels like a nod to Disney to me, even though this isn't like a super Disney, this is not a Disney themed layout whatsoever. But it felt right to me. So that's why I went ahead with that. I don't put anything in the tag. It's purely decorative with the bow on it. But I am finding some other things to fill out and add embellishment to the layout. So I've got some of these brads, and these are from Simple Stories. They are ones that they were like called new brads. I don't even think they make them anymore, but they called them new brads, BRADZ, where they are just like epoxy in a metal rim with no brad tines on the back. So they were kind of like metal rimmed epoxies, and I guess they couldn't call them metal rimmed epoxies. They needed to make it fancy, new brads. Who knows? I don't know what the thought process is, but that's what goes through my mind every time I see the packaging. So I did grab the floral one, and I have the bird one, and this one says bloom and grow. And then, and the Simple Stories bloom and grow one drives me insane because where the ampersand is, it's not a true ampersand. It's not even like the one that you would print, it's a 3. Okay, it drives me crazy when people do the and sign as a 3 because it's not a 3. It's supposed to be backwards, and it drives me insane. Insane. I do add the flare badge that says bloom and grow. Again, I don't care that it says bloom and grow twice. There's a lot of growing going on in the ride at the land, so I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I do, fiddle around with the letters, trying to make them feel good, and everything's placed just so. And I think, what else am I going to do? Oh, I bring in a Mickey head. So this is going in our 2017 Disney album, and those Disney albums are, and I say albums because it'll span multiple albums, those albums are going to have very Disney themed pages, and they're also going to have not Disney themed pages. So the pages that are not Disney themed, to make sure that it ties in and I kind of have like a cohesive story throughout the entire album, I'm just making sure that I have a Mickey head somewhere on the page. And that is enough for me to feel like it is belongs in that Disney album. So I do go ahead and put that clear Mickey head down. I am going to wrap up using the rest of these green enamel dots, and I'm just sprinkling them around the page, and then that is going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out Meggy's sketch, take on the sketch, the actual sketch it's supposed to be today. I will have her linked down below. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead, subscribe, ring that bell so you get all the notifications, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.